Speech synthesis ready. Knight f6. c3. Queen e7. Rook e1. e5. Rook b1. d6. Bishop f1. h6. d4. Bishop g4. d5. Knight d8. h3. Bishop d7. c4. b6. a4. a5. Bishop c3. Short castle. King h2. Queen e8. Queen f3. Knight f6. Knight c3. Knight c6. g4. h6. h4. d6. Bishop h3. Bishop e6. g5. Knight g8. Bishop takes e6. F takes e6. Queen h5 check. King d7. Knight f3. Queen e8. Queen g4. h5. Queen h3. Knight g e7. d4. E takes d4. E takes d4. Queen g6. d5. Knight b4. Knight d4. Knight b takes d5. Knight ce2. c5. c4. Knight b4. a3. Knight d3 check. King f1. C takes d4. Knight takes d4. Knight c6. Knight e2. Bishop e7. Bishop e3. Rook a f8. Rook d1. Knight ce5. Knight f6. g3. g6. Bishop g2. Bishop g7. Short castle. Short castle. d4. c5. c4. C takes d4. Knight takes d4. Knight c6. Knight c2. d6. Knight c3. Bishop e6. b3. Queen a5. Bishop b2. Queen h5. e4. Bishop g4. f3. Bishop h3. Knight e3. Bishop takes g2. King takes g2. a6. Queen d2. b5. Rook a d1. B takes c4. Knight takes c4. Rook fc8. Knight d5. Rook a b8. Bishop takes f6. E takes f6. Knight takes d6. Rook d8. Knight c4. f5. Queen f4. F takes e4. F takes e4. Rook b7. Knight f6 check. Bishop takes f6. Queen takes f6. Rook takes d1. Queen takes c6. King b1. a5. Knight e4. a4. Knight takes f6 check. Knight takes f6. c3. a3. b3. Queen a5. Bishop d2. Queen takes h5. Rook h1. Queen f5. Queen takes f5. E takes f5. Knight e5. Knight e4. Bishop e3. Bishop d6. King c2. Bishop takes e5. D takes e5. Rook f d8. f4. Knight g3. Rook h3. Knight e4. Bishop d4. c5, bishop e3, rook takes d1, king takes d1, rook d8 check, king c2, b3, c5, bishop b2, d5, knight f3, d4, e3, knight c6, bishop b5, d takes e3, f takes e3, bishop d7, short castle, knight f6, bishop c4, e6, knight c3, bishop e7, knight g5, knight e5, bishop e2, h6, knight ge4, queen c7, knight takes f6 check, bishop takes f6, knight e4, knight f3 check, bishop takes f3, bishop takes b2, rook b1, bishop e5, queen e1, bishop c6, king h1, b3, d5, bishop b2, bishop f5,